Walthers recently released this HO scale model of an SP coach. Let's take a look. Hi, I'm Dan Cortopassi, and today I'm reviewing an HO scale Southern Pacific 85-foot coach from Walthers Proto. My model is decorated in the Southern Pacific silver and red scheme. The MSRP for this car is $84.98. I paid $67.99 for my model from Lombard Hobbies. We'll start the model at 100 possible points. The car comes in a cardboard box with a clear plastic window on top. Inside is a sheet of paper with exploded view drawings on one side and instructions and a parts list on the other. A plastic cradle protects the model. Taped under the plastic cradle are a pair of alternate long drawbars and covers for operating the car on tight curves. This is a good box that should protect the model for storage and transport. I found some photos of my car, SP2401, on page 38 of James Kincaid's Southern Pacific Color Guide to Freight and Passenger Equipment. There are actually pictures of both sides of the car, which is often hard to find. It looks like the model is mostly correct in terms of window arrangement and overall appearance. I did notice a couple of minor discrepancies. The steps in the vestibule end in the photos are not covered. I'm not sure if these were changed or if that's just what they look like when they're not retracted. I'm not an expert on passenger car underbody details, but looking at the photos I can see that some of the details are incorrect or in the wrong places. For example, the instructions call these parts Waukesha fuel cabinet tanks. The photos I have of this car show that there should be 8 of them, not 6 as on the model. Aftermarket underbody details are available in HO scale, and since it's the underbody, these could be changed without having to do surgery on the car body itself. It's still incorrect though, so I'm taking 5 points. The paint on the car is opaque and the markings are crisp and free of voids. The winged logo on each side above the car number is nicely done. It's a little hard to see on video, but the windows have a slight greenish tint. They're flush fitting and have thin gasket detail around the edges. The door latch details are molded on and the doors don't open. All the grab irons are separately applied wire pieces, and the small corner steps in the vestibule end are also made of metal, so they should be durable. On the ends, the car has more separately applied grab irons. The vestibule end has an opening and you can see into the car. The other end has a tan-colored door. The diaphragms are made of plastic and are sprung. I grabbed another Walthers passenger car and the diaphragms touch or remain very close on straight track. There are no uncoupling levers or air hoses. Passenger cars from other manufacturers that have these details are currently going for higher prices, so I think this is acceptable. On top, the roof has molded on raised panel lines. The hatch detail near one end is nicely done with many separately applied wire parts. Underneath, the car has a variety of details. As I mentioned earlier, some of these aren't quite correct for this particular car. There's also no wire detail to represent brake lines and other piping. Even so, I think there's enough here for the model to look pretty good while it's sitting on the track. The wheels are metal with the standard RP25 tread profile mounted on plastic axles. All the wheels are set up to pick up current. The car is not lighted, but Walthers offers a separate light bar kit. The car has Protomax metal couplers on both ends. Looking for a match on the horizontal center line, the coupler on the vestibule end is slightly low, so I'm taking 5 points. The coupler on the other end is high. All the wheels are in gauge according to the NMRA standards gauge. There is no significant body wobble. The car weighs 6.5 ounces, close to the 6.75 ounce NMRA recommended weight for a car of this length. The car is free rolling. I couldn't find any recommended minimum radius on the box, but the car worked on Kato 550mm curves, which are equivalent to a 21 5/8 inch radius. It also works when coupled to another Walthers passenger car, though the diaphragms come apart and the ends of the cars and the inside of the curve are nearly touching. The Walthers website says some of their other 85-foot cars work on 18-inch or larger curves, but cars like this are much better off on broader curves. Since it's my preference, I'm going to swap the stock couplers for KD158 whisker couplers. First, I'll need to remove the part that Walthers calls a drawbar brace. Then I'll remove the stock coupler and spring. The new couplers drop right in. When putting the drawbar brace back on, remember that the side with the ridge on it goes toward the end of the car. I lucked out and both of the new couplers came out at the correct height. The instructions say that the roof can be removed by releasing the clips along one side with a chisel blade and a hobby knife. I don't want to do that with my car unless and until I'm ready to add lighting and passenger figures. As an SP modeler, I was glad to see Walthers come out with a prototype accurate Southern Pacific coach, or at least mostly accurate. I'm not sure how much the underside details really bother me. I may fix them at some point, But for me personally, since I'm not modeling the passenger train era on SP, I was mostly interested in this car for like maintenance of way service, or either that, or like once in a while Southern Pacific would put together like an officer special or something, or a shipper special, and run a train of passenger cars in the 90s. And I thought, this car could work well for that. So I don't know that this particular car was preserved in that way, but I think it's, for me anyway, it's probably close enough that I could use it like that. So I was pretty happy to see it. Let's see what we've got. Some of the car's underbody details are inaccurate, so I took 5 points in the prototype accuracy category. Both couplers were at the wrong height, so I took 10 points in the standards and operation category. That leaves us with 85 out of 100 possible points, which earns a B. Overall, this is a pretty good model of an SP passenger car. I'm giving it a green signal. Overall, I think Walthers did a pretty good job on this car. If you're looking for a Southern Pacific passenger coach for your HO scale layout, then I think you might like it. If you like this video, then please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Stay tuned, and thanks for watching.